Hi, this is Sir David. No, the Danites did not get me yet. Yet. Anyway, I went on a little vacation. I don't know. Of course, I go out now to 165 countries. Don't these primitive people have anything else to do? Now, please don't take me serious, primitive people. You people in Switzerland, you're not primitive. Anyway, as always, just appreciate the hell out of you people. I just do. It's my life. I really have found a life. It isn't much of a life, but it's better than what I had. So anyway, 165 countries. I picked up 2 more just today, and I can't even pronounce 20% of. I've never even heard of 20% of the countries. And you know what foreign people are most interested in? The temple, the inside of the Mormon temple. It's my largest video. It hits, and all over the world, they want to know what goes on inside of a Mormon temple. So anyway, just a little bit of an update there. I went on to a vacation with 2 of my daughters, and you know, I have to be honest. They're both still LDS. A little bit. Don't kill me when they see this one. They'll kill me. I had a blast. I really did. They rode the wave runners down there in Laughlin, Nevada, and Arizona, and I sat on the side there. Last time I did a wave runner, they were running me to the hospital. I ain't doing that anymore with quad bypass. My heart just bobs up and down in there. So I had a blast. I really did. Really got to enjoy my girls and talk to them. And they're both very reasonable. And they're in their 40s, young 40s. And looking about life and looking about where they've been and where they're going. So I wanted to do this video because I was out of town, thank God, for a conference. My ex-wife, one of them, they can get in line. My ex-wife showed up from Oklahoma, so now you know which one it is. And she decided she was going to conference. She had one of those tickets where the bishop and the stake president says, "You're a good person." They didn't interview me. Let me shut the window. I'll be waking my wife up. And she still is, slanted more heavily towards the cult. So anyway, I said, you know, you guys didn't ask me if she was worthy to go. Well, they don't want my input, so I'll just tell 250,000 people she ain't worthy to go. But I'm not her bishop, I'm not the stake president, and I don't pay tithing, and probably she does, so she goes. She's worthy. Now, I haven't seen any of the conference, and that pleasures me. More than you know, but I've read. Now, I'll tell you what I do. A lot of you have asked me numerous questions, and I want to say to you, I'm so sorry. I just cannot respond very much individually to anybody. Some of you have asked for certain videos, some of you have asked for links, some of you have asked for very legitimate things, but damn, I'm old. This damn thing is just growing. I came home from vacation, I had like 60 messages. It took me like a half an hour, 40 minutes just to go through the messages. So please don't think I'm ignoring you, and please don't think you're not important. If this was my full-time job and the Mormon Church was paying me what they pay the prophet, I would sit down and answer every one of you. And I'd love to answer every one of you, but some of it I've already done videos on. Some of you say, well, have you done a video on this or that? And I have. I've done a video on almost every Mormon subject you can imagine. But what happened in conference, to me, is very interesting. As long as I've been alive, nobody can go on a mission if you're a male in the Mormon Church until you're 19 years old. And no one who is a female has ever been able to go on a mission until she's 21. Well, Jesus has spoken. No, he didn't lower tithing to 5% because of the recession. The bastards want to keep it right. They'd probably go 11 or 12% because they're not getting as much money. So they don't raise taxes, they just raise tithing. So Monson. Now, again, I have to be honest. The information that was coming to me was Monson was too much into dementia to be seen in public and to say or do very much at all. Very similar to Ezra Taft Benson when he was at the end of his life. But I was wrong. And the information I was getting was wrong. I think they propped him up there like a puppet. I don't know. I didn't see any strings, like I said. I haven't been there. And he spent some time with Jesus, and Jesus asked him, would you like a cup of coffee? In the Holy of Holies in Salt Lake City. And Monson said, I can't drink coffee. You told us there's no coffee, no caffeine, no Cokes, no nothing. And Jesus says, well, you've been drinking Cokes for 2 decades. You go, well, yeah, but I'm the prophet. Let them drink coffee, let them have tea and whatever. So anyway, the Mormons, they don't know what to do with themselves. It's like little kids running around with their tail between their legs because more doctrine in the Mormon church has changed since Romney has become a presidential nominee than the 180 years before Romney. So it used to be that you couldn't go till you're 19. Well, Jesus said to Monson, let him go at 18. We're losing way too many between 18 and 19. They've got computers now, and they're looking at the world, and they're looking at girls, and knocking on doors and living with another man for 2 years doesn't interest a lot of young men. He says, well, what do you want me to do with the girls, Jesus? He says, well, hopefully they'll get pregnant. But if they don't, hell, send them at 21. Send them at 21. Put the ugly girls out. I shouldn't say that, because some of them are cute. I think. I've never seen one. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 that are cute somewhere. Anyway, they lowered the age for the men and lowered the age for women. So, why? Why? The church is bleeding. You know, the FLDS church has a phrase they call bleeding the beast. Bleeding the beast, which means they get on welfare and food stamps and all kinds of government assistance and bleed the beast. That's the FLDS. Well, the regular LDS, they're losing so many members. The resignations are my best information. Now again, I come to you when I find out that I'm wrong, and no one has ever said that I'm wrong on this one. But the resignations are about 100,000 a year. The excommunications must be about the same, and the inactives, we know 2/3 of every ward is inactive. 2/3 of every ward do not show up. They don't know where they are, or they just go, get the hell out of my house. I don't want you here anymore. So anyway, they're bleeding, and maybe the FLDS has bled the beast. I don't know, but anyway, the boys who graduate from high school, it's a blast. You don't have to go to school anymore. There's no classes. Seminary is over with. Girls are everywhere. You're young, you're handsome, you finally got your car, and you work over at McDonald's, make a few bucks here and there, and can go places and do things. And the Mormon church found out you're having too much fun. And when they turn around at 19 and say, oh, by the way, can you knock on doors for us in a foreign country and get every disease known to man? or jump over the lion's den and let the lion bite your arm off, or what was the other kid that did, hit by a bus. One was hit by a bus. The bus backed up over him. No, it just went over him once. And sadly, the 2 poor missionaries in Texas got run over. 2 garment failures there. So when you say to a young man who has a girlfriend that maybe he's dated through high school, or maybe he just found the last year or so, how would you like to live with other guys and take showers with them and have them farting in the bunk beds over your head and knock on doors that people say, get the, I can't say that word, out of here, and people throwing crap at you, and people going by. There's one video I did where they went by and he gave the missionaries the finger, and then he ran off the road, turned over, and of course the Mormons said it's divinity. God was interfering there, and Jesus turned his car over. So when you talk to a normal 18-year-old He's not interested in doing that crap. But if you have trained him since he was 3 years old, he was in what do they call it? The nursery class. That's where you start with the Mormon Church, 3 years old, and then you go into primary. That goes up to age 12. Then you go into the young men's or the young women's program and the scouting program. And then basically, let's see, you become a teacher. I'm sorry, you become a deacon at 12, a teacher at 14, and a priest at 16. Well, after you've been through that entire, I mean, this is worse than boot camp. This is 18 years of boot camp. Not too many people are going to be able to come out of that and not say, yes, I want to sleep with men, and yes, I want people to hate me, and yes, I think being in a foreign country and getting all kinds of diseases, even if my penis falls off, it's worth it. It's worth it for Jesus. If Monson wants my penis, he's got it. He's got it. So the church, Mormon church, has basically, they're desperate. They're taking boys now younger and girls now younger because the birth rate, now see, Hinckley went down to BYU and told the girls, I don't care if you marry anyone that you're in love with. Now I'm paraphrasing. He says, that's not important. You marry someone that can take you to the celestial kingdom. So all the fat and ugly guys go, I can take you. That's why you always see beautiful Mormon girls with these scary men. So the birth rate is not inflating the Mormon church like it did. A lot of people like me that came out in the 60s and 70s, I got 14 kids. Well, God, some of them are still Mormons. And so I've inflated the statistics of the Mormon church, and so have the rest of you. If you've got more than 3 kids, more than the replacement for you and your husband, then you've obviously increased the membership in the Mormon church. So anyway, that birth rate is down. The young people aren't as stupid as they used to be. My little girl up here, she's 14. I said, how many kids? She says, I don't know, 1 or 2. I go, good, good. I asked my other kids that were raised in the church, oh, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 maybe. We'd like a large family. Well, the young people are smartening up, and they're going, we're not going to have 10 million babies when it's so hard to get jobs, and we're still living with our parents. So the Mormon church is in desperation mode. They'll move that down to 10 years old before I die. I'll guarantee you. All the 10-year-olds, over here, you're on missions now. Here's little tiny garments for you. And you can't drive. When you're in a foreign country, you can't drive. You'll have to have the mission president. Oh, I'm sorry. He's 14. He can't drive you around either. So anyway, I think it's funny. I think it's humorous that they're desperate. They're imploding. The Mormon church is not going to disappear. A lot of people say that it will. I'm saying that it won't. It has so much money. So much money, you can't take that much money away from one organization. It's got so many assets and so diversified that the president of the corporation of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is the real name of the Mormon Church, will continue to have money. They're going to have money. But the members are dying off like what were they? Oh, the crickets. I never told you the cricket stories there when the Mormons came here and the crickets chased them halfway back to Missouri. And they're going, geez, this isn't a promised land. And then all the seagulls came in. And seagulls like to eat crickets, and they ate the crickets and saved the Mormon asses. So, again, divine intervention. And on Temple Square, there's a statue, not of a cricket. They should have done one of a cricket. A little one and then a big one, but they have the big one of the seagull, and the Mormons insist that Jesus sent the seagulls to stop the crickets from eating their crops. So they're desperate. They're losing money. They're losing members. In the recession, they've taken it on the nose. And Mitt Romney gave them Burger King stock and Domino's pizza stock. That ain't worth shit now either. So I refuse to eat at Burger King or Domino's now. I'm not going to put one more penny into the Mormon church. They've taken thousands of my pennies. They won't give them back. So anyway, I'm back. I'm happy. I'm reporting what my opinion is of why that moved down to 18 and 21 rather than 19 and I think 23. I think the church used to think if a girl wasn't married by the time she's 23, she's probably not going to get married. So anyway, they've moved them down so the young people have no choice. So you are a Mormon from 3 years old, 18 till you're 20. Okay, then you can get married and go to college. And by then, if you're not indoctrinated enough in the Mormon church, you're not going to be. Now, I have, and again, I can't identify because people have asked me to keep some things confidential, but I have one person who is related to me, who is a young person, and he, now I've divulged his gender, said to his parents, and he's pretty young, 6th grade, says, I don't want to go on a mission. That ain't for me. Now, you didn't say that 25 or 30 years ago. I was an aberration. When I didn't go on a mission, I covered it up by saying, well, I'm going to get married. I'm so much in love. I'd rather be married. That was acceptable back then. Now, it's not. And now, young people, even at those young ages, are going, holy crap, I'm not going out there and knocking on doors. People hate us. I don't want to be hated. And I read some of the stuff and what I'm representing here. I don't think we ought to be marrying 14-year-olds, and the church has never said anything about stopping that, so they must still believe in it. And polygamy, D&C 132, Joseph Smith said the new and everlasting covenant, which is plural marriage, if you ain't in it, you ain't going to be there. You're going to miss the bus. So, anyway, it's fun to watch them. It's fun to be back. Yes, I drove 2,000 miles again. And I walked 3 blocks, and the rest of it was on my butt in the car. But anyway, I had a great time with my daughters, and the 2 of them are they're still officially members of the church. I will pray to the atheist God whether that continues or not. Thank you, and thank you for watching, and thank you for most of you being very kind. You know, even when you disagree with me, that's fine. That's fine. Disagree with me. When you say bad words and say, you know, ugly things, it's always the Mormons that just say, you're ugly, you're lying. They never address the subject. They never address the subject because I only speak the truth. There's nothing to say. There's just nothing to say other than we don't like your safe back there. Or you said 13 apostles. There's only 12. Let me summarize, because I realized this over the weekend. You know, I'm shocked that anybody would look at me or even further even listen to me. You know, I'm bipolar, and that's not a recommendation. I never put that on my resume. One of the things that I do very differently than most human beings do is I don't talk in words. Okay, now, I know some of you are going, well, how the hell are you communicating? Is this telepathy? I talk in principle. The words are not exact. The words are not the details. If I tell you something, I may have exaggerated by 2 or 3 people, or 3 or 4 months, or a half a year. If I say the church has been around 180 years, I don't know that. It's 178, 179, 182. What the hell is the difference? Now, the Mormons think, see, he missed 1 year. He's Satan. See, that's the only way they're programmed. And I'm shocked that so many of you can understand talking in principle, not in exact details. The principle of marrying 14-year-old girls, I think, is evil. Now, if I say that Joseph Smith married 3 14-year-olds, oh, the Mormons go, no, he's the devil. It was only 2. And that's what they focus on. The rest of you who watch me, you have to be fairly intelligent, because my experience has been that people can't understand talking in principle, especially Mormons. They have no idea. They talk in words, and the words have to be exact, and even if they're exact, the Mormons say, well, that doesn't have anything to do with my prostate. Here we go again, with my going to heaven. You know what the word is, I don't. So, thank you for so many intelligent people out there that really understand. If you marry one 14-year-old, It doesn't matter if you marry 20. Wrong is wrong. Mormons, it doesn't matter if you killed 119 or 120 people at Mountain Meadows. Killing one is wrong. Leaving the blacks out of the priesthood till 1978 was wrong. The principle is called discrimination. Hating gay people because they're born that way or their persuasion is that way is wrong. You're having many young LDS people kill themselves because of the way you treat gay people in the LDS church. So this became more clear with my daughters when I visited. I have one daughter who has never talked in principle, never, and had no idea half the time what I was talking about. And again, focusing on that one word, focusing on that one word. So I know the rest of you are highly intelligent. You know that it doesn't matter if I say he married 72 14-year-olds or one. You and me are in agreement. Either number is wrong. Either number is wrong. Is one more outrageous than the other one? Perhaps. Perhaps. When Warren Jeffs marries a 12-year-old, you know, he beats Joseph Smith by 2 years. Good Lord. A 12-year-old? That's really a child. That's, you know, a 14-year-old, well, that's a child too. Anyway, the principle and point that I'm making is I appreciate you listening, and I hope I speak for some of you. I hope, because I'm in a position to speak. I'm in a position to speak. Last time I was in counseling, my counselor said to me, she was a great counselor, she said, David, she said, do you know you're the most powerful man in the world? I said, well, I always thought so, but why do you? I was shocked, and I said, no, I don't know that. Why? She says, because no one can touch you. Your money comes to you forever, and you don't have to work. So you don't have somebody coming to you in employment and going, wow, well, I saw your last email, and it wasn't very complimentary. Here's your pink slip. She says, David, you have enough money coming to you for the rest of your life. No one can touch your income. No one. And you can't lose your income. A recession doesn't touch your income. Nothing touches it. And you don't have to work. You are really excused from a lot of the stressors and pressures of this world. Many, in fact, I'm going to say most of you that watch me, have the desire to say some of the things that I say. And the reason you watch is say, see, he's right, but I can't say it. I'll lose my house, my family, my job. And you're right. You shouldn't say it. And I never encourage anyone to say it. Don't you ever jeopardize yourself or your family or your children or your income. Those are very important things. But I feel I have a duty, an obligation, a responsibility, and I have worked my whole life to try to help people in any direction, any way that I can. And I've had enough comments, and the Mormons can look, I've got, I forget, thousands a month or whatever it is, comments, and many of you have said, I believe the same thing. Thank you so much for saying that. So I speak in principle, and thank you for not being so rude. I've been on other websites where I've made comments. Now my heart quad bypass has basically ruined these three fingers. So when you see me typing words that are SAWQXZ, it's going to be misspelled all the time. Sometimes it takes me 10 minutes to write 7 words. And I used to type 45 words a minute. Now, no excuse, but I do have a little bit of a learning disability in spelling. And my entire life, from the moment of inception of working, I've had secretaries. And I didn't realize how blessed I was. Sometimes I've had two secretaries at the same time. And all I do is dictate. That's all I do is dictate. And they do all of the proper spacing, all of the spelling, all of the corrections, everything. And my beautiful daughter, Rachel, she's a transcriber. I can just dictate to Rachel, and she can transcribe as quick as I can talk, which is right at about 90 words a minute. So anyway, it's been very hard for me to be married to a young woman who doesn't write, spell, and do letters and whatever in English for me. I have to do everything myself, and I'm a baby. I don't like that. So my wives, one of my wives took shorthand so she could keep up with me and type, and she was a secretary, and she was able to. So anyway, the principle is I've never had to spell. I've never had to compose. I just dictate. And then the people that are my support people come up and make me look good, which is very hard. They should have been paid more. They never did make me look good, but they tried. They tried. So thank you for listening in principle. Thank you for thinking. Thank you. I hope that I trigger you to think for yourselves and to say, well, he's right about this, he's wrong about that, I like this, but no, that's not going to fit in. This is a program to stimulate real left side thinking. And hopefully I can do it in a casual and in a fun way. To me it's fun. And even my daughter, who is really LDS, she says, well, Dad, I try not to look at your videos, but damn, you are funny. Okay, there's the best compliment I get. So thank you. I'm back. And no, I didn't lose any weight out there. Oh man, eating in Las Vegas or in Laughlin, lots of food, little money. So anyway, thank you.